Is there really money in trucking? Do truck drivers really make what they claim to make? And have you ever wondered how much truck drivers really make? If you had one of those questions, this video is for you. And today we're going to be taking a look, as y'all can see by the title, at one of my check stubs that I got at this company. And I've been here, guys, only for, about going on 3 weeks out on the road. And I got this check. This is my second paycheck that I got. And it was my first full check. And it was a great check. I'm not going to lie. It was a check I wasn't expecting. And we're going to break it down a little bit for y'all to, give y'all some more information about how much truck drivers really make. And, hopefully you can make a good informed decision based on this video to help you, your family, and, just put yourself in a better position financially if you ever consider getting your CDL. So here we go. So let's take a look at the check stub. As y'all can see, my first load, which was on May 11th of this pay period, we went from Grand Prairie, Texas to Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. And I'm gonna have a hard time pronouncing these cities, bro, because these cities is something else. Like, they real difficult to pronounce. So we did 115 empty miles that week, or that trip, and we did 923 loaded miles, right? And then we went from Wisconsin to Versailles, Kentucky, and we did 33 empty miles, 439 loaded miles, as y'all can see on the left. We did Versailles. We went from Louisville, Kentucky to Tobyhanna, Pennsylvania, and we did 64 empty miles, 659 loaded miles. Then we went from Allentown, Pennsylvania to Hamilton, Ohio, and we did 263 empty miles and 442 loaded miles. So with that all being said, we grossed $1,300.52, right? So as y'all can see on rate right here, if y'all look, it says 41 cents, per mile. But let me explain that, because that's not all I make. I don't make only 41 cents per mile. I make 57 cents per mile, but this company, some companies, they do per diem. I'm pretty sure I don't know if all trucking companies do per diem, but what that is, so the extra 16 cents that's not showing up on my pay stub, it's non-taxable. So they use that as expenses as far as you being out on the road, like food and, other expenses that you spend as a truck driver on the road. And that allows you to take home more money net pay, right? So I'm really getting paid 57 cents per mile, but that money is non-taxable, if that makes sense. That 16 cents is non-taxable. So the truck driver is allowed to take more money home, per pay period, which is a great thing to me. So as y'all can see, it says I grossed $13.52, but that's not all I grossed. That was only because of the 41 cents per mile. But if y'all see the net at the bottom, y'all see, your boy netted $1,700.18 this pay period, which was something I didn't expect. My second week out on the road with this company, I ran pretty hard. It wasn't like a great week with miles. I think I could have done better, but I figured, I got my money's worth this week, this pay period, and your boy touched $1,700, and you can't complain. You can't complain about that, because I was doing DoorDash before this, y'all. I was doing DoorDash. I wasn't making $1,700 a week. I don't care what you say, about how much you make doing gig work. You're not making $1,700 a week consistently, bro. That's not happening. It's so much work that you have to put in to make that, if you are making that. Maybe you are. I'm not going to say you're not making it. Maybe you are slaving on DoorDash or on any gig app to make this money, but I didn't have to slave to make this money, y'all. I didn't at all, bro. Like, I literally was just, I just driving trucks. That's it. I'm not going to say it's not challenging, because some of these loads that I did, it did have some, some challenges that came with it. And that's just a part of life, y'all. It's a part of life. When you get your CDL, you're going to have certain things that you're going to have to deal with as a truck driver, which is normal in any career that pays well. It's normal, but you have to be able to adapt not only to this trucking lifestyle if you want to make money like this, but just life, period, reality, period. Because to whom much is given, much is required, y'all. If you want to make good money, it's going to come with some sacrifices. It's going to come with some mental challenges. It's going to come with some setbacks. It's going to come with a lot. But at the end of the day, as long as you got your vision in place, as long as you got your goals in place, you got the right intentions to take care of your family, that's all that matters. You're going to find the energy. You're going to find the effort to do what you need to do out here on this road. Don't let this trucking lifestyle keep you stuck and allow you to become one of the mediocre many. As far as just buying into the lie that everybody has to be unhealthy driving trucks. And yeah, a lot of truckers make good money, but if you're not healthy, it doesn't matter. And you don't have to be one of those people. You can make good money like this, and you can, bro, work out. Just go walk around a truck stop if you get your CDL and you start driving trucks. Or if you're driving trucks and you're watching this video, like, we have to stop allowing our environments to dictate our behavior, right? And it happens because that's normally what we see. We just see people not working out, or just like doing something simple. It doesn't have to be anything extreme. Just be consistent in what you do and get your body moving, because this body is all you got. These trucking companies, they can easily replace you. Like, I literally was just talking to a woman in Subway, bro. I went to Subway at this truck stop. I was talking to a woman in there, and, we were having a conversation, and she brought up how her brother-in-law, he was in trucking, and she said he had a massive heart attack. And from that perspective, I'm kind of thinking that the guy may have been overweight, because, man, like, this trucking lifestyle is not easy, bro. Like, what I'm saying? It's kind of set up for truckers to not be as healthy as they can be, because it's more so feeding conveniency more than preparation. So if you come into this field, this trucking field, and you create some type of structure and discipline, right, which may come through trial and error, right? It may come with you losing a lot of money while you're out on the road and you making a lot of mistakes, but I guarantee you, through trial and error, you can always find that strength to overcome anything you're faced with. Because once you get on the other side and you're having structure, you're having discipline, you're having self-control, right? That's when, your goals start manifesting. You start seeing that vision clearly, and trucking really starts to pay off. It's not a detriment to your health anymore. It's not a detriment to your bad habits anymore. It starts working in your favor, because a lot of people, they're claiming that trucking is not paying as well anymore, which y'all can see. I just showed y'all the pay stubs. Your boy, he did his thing that week. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, like, what I'm saying? There's still money in trucking, and you just gotta be who you need to be as far as like when you're making the money. Don't let the money make you. Don't let this trucking money make y'all lazy, bro, and make bad decisions and have impulsive habits, bro. Like, nah, like, what I'm saying? Just do something simple. Just do push-ups. Just do 5 to 10 push-ups a day, then start building up. Or 5 to 10 squats a day, start building up. Or walk after you eat. Walk while you get fuel. Just do things to keep your body moving, because this body is not replaceable. You behind the steering wheel is replaceable. These companies can replace you just like that. And, if you're not taking care of your health, a heart attack is waiting for you, especially if you're sitting in these trucks driving for 11 hours a day. I'm telling y'all, it's worth it. The money is there, as y'all can see. But I advise y'all to take care of y'all health, bro. Take care of your health. Make that a number one priority, and you'll be able to enjoy this money long term. You'll be able to invest your money. You'll be able to do things with your family more. You'll be more vital because you are taking care of your health, bro. Like, money don't matter if your health ain't taken care of. And, another thing is that y'all need to make sure that y'all are, getting paid what you worth. Like, right now, I'm making 57 cents per mile, which, with my experience, I almost got a year of experience, and I know I could be making a lot more per mile, but this was like, I had to get my foot back in the door, with trucking, because I took so much time off that a lot of trucking companies weren't willing to hire me because I haven't drove in so long. But this company, they allowed me to come back on with 6 months in the last 3 years, right? So, man, as y'all can see, I still, made $1,700 in my second week here. So how is there not money in trucking? How could $1,700 not help one of y'all watching this video right now? I'm not saying that you're gonna make $1,700 every single week. No, and I'm also not saying that that $1,700 didn't come with a lot of sacrifice. It didn't come with a lot of challenges, because it did. But you have to be, as a man, if you're watching this video, or as a woman, as a leader, as somebody who is walking in their purpose, or somebody who's focused and who's, on the right path. You got to know, bro, this is a part of life. Like I said, to whom much is given, much is required. So you got to understand that this is going to come with a high paying job, bro. It's going to come with challenges, but you got to learn how to master your emotions, especially in trucking. Because a lot of things are going to try to trigger you, especially if you drive in this truck, you stressed out at times, you're hungry, you're getting easily irritated. That's going to happen. But you have to bring yourself back in the present moment and don't make any bad decisions, because that's how you end up losing your CDL, and you end the opportunity to create that financial, freedom that you want to create driving trucks. For example, y'all, yesterday, I had probably one of my worst days trucking, bro. It was one of them. It was top 5. It was top 5. I'm not going to lie. I was running down on my hours real low. And I had some miscommunication with my dispatch, right? And I was out in the Chicago area, and a lot of y'all truck drivers, if y'all know this, y'all know how that Chicago area, bro, it is so hard to find any truck parking. And I haven't drove trucks in a while, so I wasn't aware of this, because all the loads I was doing before, I knew, I had structure. I had a routine. I said, okay, if I stop at this time, I know I can guarantee find parking somewhere, right? But that wasn't the case at this, in this area. And you got to be able to, adjust. You got to be able to adjust, but stick to your routine. But be able to adjust on the fly, not only in trucking, but in life, period. Because you never know what's going to happen, right? Like they always say, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst, right? But yeah, so I was having miscommunication with my dispatch, and I was running real low on my hours, finna hit a violation, right, of driving time. And I had to find somewhere to park, bro, because I didn't want to take a risk of just parking on the side somewhere at a truck stop. So my dispatch ended up giving me, he ended up giving me some personal conveyance, and if y'all don't know what personal conveyance is, it allows you to get extra driving time to do personal things, to find parking, etc., etc. So he ended up giving me personal conveyance to go find parking, right? And I went to another truck stop, probably about 30 miles away, y'all. 30 miles away, and I seen the same thing. All the spots was taken. It was no spots for me. And mind y'all, I'm running down on my time, even my personal conveyance, right? And I ended up going somewhere else, right? And there was no parking. So at this point, I'm just heavily frustrated, y'all. I'm like, bro, what is going on? I'm hungry. I'm stressed out. I'm fatigued. I ain't been home in 3 weeks. So that fatigue starting to hit me at this point, y'all. And I did something really, really dumb, y'all. I pulled into this Casey's, this gas station, right? I seen 3 other trucks, though. I seen 3 other trucks parked in a cut in the back. So I'm thinking, oh, Khalil finna just whip up in here, you know what I'm saying, and find me a parking spot. Because at that point, I just needed to stop driving. I was so tired of driving, not because I was driving the driving was stressful. It was only because I was in a stressful area and I couldn't find parking. So I pulled into this Casey's, right? And I barely had room to pull in there because I think I pulled in on the wrong side. And I pulled in by the pumps where the cars pull in, right, y'all? And, bro, my stupid tail self almost got stuck, on that pole that y'all see by the pumps. My trailer was almost finna hit this pole, bro. And I was in a tight spot. So I had to, stop right there before it hit. I got out of my truck. I seen the dude who worked in the Casey's coming out. And I tried to talk to him, and he had an attitude with me. He was weird. He was real rude, and he was a weird dude. And I was like, hey man, I'm gonna need to back up. So I may block the entrance real quick because I got myself in a little hole. He wasn't even hearing anything I was trying to say. All he was focused on was, no, you guys, you guys can't park here, right? I'm calling the manager. You guys can't park here. I said what I said. He was just he was an a-hole. I'm gonna just say that, right? So I ended up leaving the store, getting back into my truck, and I was like, dang, but one thing I did, I calmed down. I didn't make any hasty decisions, because I almost did, because that was a bad decision out of fatigue, which I could have caused some damage to the trailer and everything, and it could have just been so much worse. But at the time, I thought, it was something I was going to struggle to get out of, right? So I just reversed a little bit and then made some more room for me, but your boy ended up getting out that situation. But yeah, so like all of this stuff is just happening. Like all of these things are just piling on top of another, piling on top of another. And I'm running out of time and I just need somewhere to park. So I ended up finding somewhere to park by these warehouses. I had to park on the street. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do when it comes to trucking, because it's not always going to be perfect, bro. You're going to have some situations where you gotta just use your critical thinking. You gotta use some common sense and, do what's best for you. Because at the end of the day, bro, like, you do what's best for you and make sure you're just being safe on the road. And yeah, so like you gonna have days like that. You're definitely gonna have days like that. And you just gotta know that, when you're making a lot of money in any field, it's gonna come with some cons. But to me, if you have a vision, if you have your goals in line, the pros always outweigh the cons. So as y'all can see, I hope I answered y'all question. Is there still money in trucking? Yes. Do truck drivers make what they claim to make? I don't know, but I'm showing y'all proof of what I made, right? So, some truck drivers could be capping out here, but I highly doubt that most are capping, because there's definitely still money in trucking. And is it worth it to get your CDL? I believe it is so. If you are struggling right now with money and you need money, consider getting your CDL. Consider getting your CDL, stacking your bread up, and putting your family in a better position financially. Peace and blessings. I hope this video helps somebody out there, and your boy Khalil is out.